All right, looks like we have quite a few people here, so thanks everyone for coming to our presentation today. Today we're just going to be going over SEMCO Energy Waste Reduction's commercial and industrial program, just a few updates for our contractors and customers to go over some of the new bonus programs that SEMCO will be offering in the 2020 program year. We're really just here to help you navigate some of the new bonuses, and it'll be about a 20-minute presentation with 10 minutes for Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, please make sure to put them into the chat to the sidebar. Real quick, my name is Frederick Seiler. I'm the Marketing Account Manager here at ClearResult, who implements the SEMCO Energy Waste Reduction Program. SEMCO asked us to put together this presentation just to go over some of the bonuses. First, we'll go over some housekeeping and then introductions, and then we'll get into the content. So first, all the attendees are on mute, so just make sure to mute yourself if there's any loud background noise or anything going on. Put your questions into the side chat bar, and we'll address them at the end of the presentation. And then after the presentation, this webinar will be available. We're recording it right now, and if you just ask your energy advisor for a link, we'll send it out to you, and you can rewatch this later on. So quick introductions. We have a lot of great panelists today to talk through some of these bonuses. The first to introduce is Avery Dunsmore. Avery's the SEMCO Regulatory Affairs Program Specialist. She's been with SEMCO for 8 years, and she manages the Energy Waste Reduction Program from SEMCO's standpoint. Next up will be Paul Brown. Paul is the Senior Program Manager here at ClearResult, working with SEMCO to implement the program, and he's been with ClearResult for 8 years and the C&I Program Manager for 3 years. Next is Lindsay McWebb. Lindsay's been with ClearResult for 7 years, and she is the Program Manager for the C&I program. Next is Mark Prunishki. He's been with ClearResult for 1 year, but working on energy efficiency programs for 5 years. So we're lucky to have him and his experience as a small business energy advisor. And then finally, Jesse Roberts. He's also a C&I energy advisor, and he's been with ClearResult for 1 year and has 12 years experience with installing HVAC and temperature controls. When I asked our panelists for some information about themselves so that we could do these introductions, one thing that Jesse said is that he loves giving back to his community, and that really stood out to me because that's what we're trying to do here is provide opportunities and resources for SEMCO to really assist their community throughout this difficult time and really continue to see the project activity year over year. So without further ado, Paul Brown's going to take it, or excuse me, Avery Dunsmore is going to take it away and give us a little bit of background on SEMCO's Energy Waste Reduction Program.
Thanks, Fred. Good morning, everybody. Thank you to the participants, our customers and trade allies for joining us today. So I'm going to go over who SEMCO is, where we service, and why we are offering these enhanced programs. So as you can see on the slide, we are spread out over the state, serving natural gas customers, over 300,000 customers in total in northern Michigan, western, and southeast Michigan. So what we're doing here is we're trying to enhance our program offerings through not only these bonuses that we're going to be detailing here during this presentation, but to help stimulate project activity. This year has been challenging for everyone, and we want to ensure that we provide the resources, not only financially, but through the energy advising services that we offer for you to complete your projects and or help the customer complete their projects. One thing that is new to our program is our new online rebate portal, which is linked here. So now applications can be submitted online and all of the information can be found on our website. So it's a really quick click to find out what we offer in our core programs. And what we will cover today is what we are adding to the program for what we see and hope to be the remainder of the year. We hope that you get your opportunity to ask questions and participate, and we look forward to working with you. I'm going to pass it over to Paul Brown to go over some of the detail of the bonuses that we're going to be offering.
Hey, thank you, Avery. Good morning, everyone. So a quick bonus overview of the new offerings this year. SEMCO frequently runs bonus initiatives during the year. And really, as Avery indicated, really COVID is really creating challenges, operational challenges, financial challenges, really for their customer base and really the contractors that serve them. So they made the decision to really expand the available bonuses for project activity, really to help their customers and contractors. You may recognize Michigan Saves on this list that has been available for the last year and a half, and that is really oriented towards small businesses, as we'll go into a little bit more detail in a moment. The other initiatives are all new, and they do cover really most of the available prescriptive measures that the program offers, and all custom projects are eligible under the custom project bonus. One thing you'll note that these are really grouped by measure type or really customer type. Under the measure type, one of the defining criteria there is how long the life of the measure lasts. So we have the long life measure bonus, 2/3 the way down. That is really for measures that have an extended life as defined by the Michigan Energy Measure Database. That is a state defined number. The operation and maintenance bonus, the O&M bonus, that is really at the other end of the spectrum, really for those short life measures. The other thing to note here is, these bonuses are all live right now for new projects. So with that, I'd like to pass it to Mark Prushnevsky to talk about small business opportunities.
Thank you very much, Paul. My name is Mark Prushnevsky, Small Business Energy Advisor. It's good to have you here this morning. As mentioned, we're going to be talking about some bonuses for small businesses. When I think about small businesses, a quote recently came across mind. It said, "When you support small business, you're supporting a dream." And you and I may have relatives that may have small businesses, and we do our best to help support them. And SEMCO is doing the same. As mentioned earlier, we're doing our best to help our small businesses, and a bonus that we're offering currently is free furnace tune-ups and free smart thermostats for our small business customers. So SEMCO is paying out 100% of the project cost for this. The qualifications are you must be a General Service 1 or a General Service 2 SEMCO service customer, and that we are limiting these to 2 tune-ups and 2 thermostats per customer. As a contractor, the documentation that we would need from this is a pre and post combustion analysis, as well as a checklist of the tune-ups. And again, it's 100% free. The bundle for the tune-ups and the thermostats, it's not required, but it's highly encouraged. So as a contractor, whatever the customer would benefit from the best, but again, highly encouraging to take advantage of this opportunity for our small business SEMCO customers. Michigan Saves, as Paul mentioned earlier, SEMCO and Michigan Saves have been working together for the past year. Some of you may know what Michigan Saves is, but for those who don't, Michigan Saves is a nonprofit organization dedicated to making energy improvements easy and affordable for our customers. They operate as a green bank, offering financing programs to help Michigan businesses help with their energy costs through energy efficiency projects. And throughout this past year with the partnership with Michigan Saves, currently we have been offering 0% for up to 60 months on energy efficiency projects up to $25,000. And for Michigan Saves, it's been nice for customers as long as the customer receives a rebate through the SEMCO Energy Waste Reduction Program, they can take advantage of Michigan Saves. So whether it's something as small as insulation or kitchen equipment or HVAC related, we're able to help our small business customers with financing through Michigan Saves. Added on, we are now adding an option to defer payments for 90 days. And this would be on a case-by-case basis, but the qualification again for this must be a General Service 1 or a General Service 2 SEMCO service customer. Very limited projects available for Michigan Saves, but a wonderful thing to take advantage of. And if you are not signed up as a contractor to take advantage of Michigan Saves, you can go online to michigansaves.org. When you go on that website at the top, there is a button that says to become a contractor. Fill out the application, and then an outreach representative from Michigan Saves can contact you to set up a training and to take advantage of it. It's really easy, really simple, and no doubt to be able to help our small business customers is a wonderful thing. Now we're going to pass this off to Jesse Roberts to go over other bonuses. Jesse?
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm Jesse Roberts. Thanks a lot for joining us today. As Fred had said earlier on, I'm a commercial and industrial energy advisor through the UP of Michigan territory. And I'm just here to give you a few details on the building and HVAC controls bonus that we have available right now. I'm a big believer in having a HVAC control system in your facility if it's large enough and warrants one. There's a lot of value there, even if you have high efficiency equipment that you have installed recently. The control system is really what allows you to squeeze the most value out of your new equipment. We currently have with SEMCO a handful of energy efficiency measures on our application. We usually refer to them as prescriptive measures, and we'll go over those on the next slide here, but just wanted to talk through this a little bit as we have a 20% bonus on all of these building and HVAC controls measures currently. It's a great time to install a new system, web-based EMS or temperature control system if you don't have one already and have been looking into doing upgrading or additions onto your building. And if you do happen to already have some kind of HVAC control system installed, you'll see on the bullets here, there's a couple of really popular measures that a lot of contractors have been working through with their customers on. Just to kind of go through them real quickly, demand control ventilation, as you see, would be the first one. Some refer to it as DCV. The best way that this is functional is it reduces the outside air intake in our colder climate, and we'll use CO2 sensing to make sure you're only bringing in enough outside air to heat up and to ventilate the building as necessary. And the next one is a little bit newer to a lot of customers. A lot of contractors have been working through this. I'm sure there's quite a few on the webinar here that push optimal start-stop sequencing. And the big benefit here is, especially when we have a colder climate, a lot of customers, when it gets below zero, I know this happens around the UP area, some customers just run their HVAC equipment 24/7 to make sure that they don't lose the control of the temperature in their building. With the optimal start-stop, it will make sure that it'll check your space temperatures compared to outside temperatures and use a sequence to make sure that you are only using enough heat to heat up the space and making sure you're not starting too soon, that it is comfortable for your tenants and customers when they get into the building. Also on the next line item here would be retro commissioning. So retro commissioning is a new prescriptive measure with SEMCO that we have now available on the application. And the big benefit here is, I know there's a lot of turnover on staffing nowadays as maintenance departments turn over to some of the younger staffers, that they don't always get the best training that they need to. And with that, they may not always be logging into their system to check what's going on or keep up with scheduling. And some equipment can fail, or components in that system that might not be working correctly. So this is a great opportunity for us to provide a rebate opportunity to give you that option to work with contractors to make those corrections and make sure your system is working exactly as it should. and providing night setback if it hasn't already. I know a lot of times that's a popular thing when things start to malfunction, that you're not always getting that setback at night. So another note here on the bottom is in blue, we do cap projects at 75% of the cost for the incentive if your bonus adds up, or if the incentive is great enough, since a lot of these measures are square footage based. So there are some requirements along that, but that would be a great problem to have if you end up having it capped at 75% of that project cost, because you're getting a great incentive back, and on top of it all, you're going to be saving on your utility bill as well. So Fred, if you could go to the next slide here for me, please. So here on this slide, there's a good comprehensive list of all of the building HVAC controls, and did forget to mention that boiler controls are also included on here. So here's a list of the measures that would be prescriptive. I believe the only thing missing here from this list would be retro commissioning, but this is a good list of it all. And if you are curious about what the requirements are for any of these measures to apply for a rebate, you'll see a link up above there, the SEMCO Energy Waste Reduction website. And there will be a commercial and industrial catalog for all of these measures and the requirements that come along with them to help guide you through that process. And with temperature controls, there's always a lot of little things that come along with this. So keep in touch with your energy advisors and make sure you allow them to help you through this process. So that's all I have, and I'm going to hand this off to Lindsay to go over a few other bonus measures here.
Thanks, Jesse. Hi, everyone. I am Lindsay McWebb, and moving on to the operations and maintenance bonus. This bonus covers measures that are placed more frequently to improve efficiency. These measures include boiler tune-ups, furnace tune-ups, steam traps, heat curtains, and IR films for greenhouses. Basically, the measures are covered that are a 6-year measure life or shorter. For the boiler and furnace tune-ups, we do have a separate application with checklists of tasks that need to be completed and taken during the tune-up. This does include a pre and post combustion efficiency, which is required for all boilers. These tune-ups can be applied for biannually or every 24 months. For a copy of this application, you could either reach out to myself or your energy advisor for that. As for moving on to the long life measure bonus, equipment is taken from the Michigan Energy Measure Database, and these measures are expected to last 15 years or more. These measures include the list below, including boilers, insulation, duct sealing. Fred, are you able to move to the next slide? The life of measure, thank you. So these measures include the list below, including boilers, insulation, duct sealing, constant air volume to variable air volume in air handling systems, greenhouse hydronic heating, and LEED new construction design. The LEED measure is the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design credential by the Green Building Council. If you have any questions on equipment or projects that may qualify for this bonus, again, just reach out to your energy advisor. Moving along to the next bonus, the custom project bonus. In our program, if a project does not qualify or meet the requirements for a prescriptive measure, we can evaluate that project for a custom incentive. And usually it's common for these projects to take a considerable amount of time for completion, with the measuring and verification and data collection that is required to complete these projects. So with that, to encourage a quick completion of these projects, a bonus will be offered to close these projects out with the submittal of all final documents, information requested from engineering and data. And with that, I will pass this back to Paul Brown.
So as an overview, these are all the initiatives that we've just covered. I think the first question is, how do you participate in this? Really, participation is automatic based on submittal of projects. So there's nothing new that you need to do to participate. How do you start a project if you have not been involved with the SEMCO program before? That's also very easy. Reaching out to your energy advisor is probably the best first step. And we do have a contact list of all the energy advisors on the ending slide. The new SEMCO online portal is also a great tool for contractors and customers to use, as it really does simplify and really very clearly defines what's required on projects. So again, very easy to participate. Next slide, Fred. So one other opportunity that we want to bring to you, and this is really for contractors that have crossover to really the residential customer base as well. We know a lot of contractors, they have commercial services and residential. So this is really targeted for the residential side of that. SEMCO is sponsoring a online kind of training event by Mark Jewell. If you're not familiar with Mark Jewell, he's someone that you should probably take a look at what he can offer. He's not only really a great coach for how to sell, but he also has 20 years really selling energy projects. So he knows your business very well because he was there for a lot of years. And he is really a very respected coach on really how to drive sales activity. Mark Jewell is not an inexpensive sales coach by any means. This is a great opportunity for contractors to really kind of learn some of his techniques, his methods, really to help drive your sales moving forward. So we know everyone is really pretty busy right now, but I do think everyone should be looking into the future of how the economy is going to respond, and this could be a great sales tool for you moving forward. So there's a link there for registering. And it's a really kind of a minimal commitment for participating. It's a great opportunity. And Fred, back to you.
Great, thanks everyone. And thanks again for everyone that attended. We do have a couple questions, but if you do have additional questions, please just put them in the chat bar and we'll be happy to answer them. The first one that we had come in was from Tim Evans. I believe this would be a good question for Jesse, but if anyone else has better insight, feel free to pipe up. The question is if a customer has an old control system which is only able to be viewed on one computer and is not web-based, will a new web-based DDC system qualify for the rebate?
Yeah, I can take that for you, Fred. Really, we look at those kind of scenarios as a case-by-case basis. So getting that information into your energy advisor to kind of look through those details to see what that picture looks like. Usually the requirements are, we obviously gear these rebates towards energy savings. So energy efficiency plays into that decision quite a bit. So one of the big things we usually look for is, does that system function good enough to provide a night setback or provide the scheduling ability as necessary? So I guess that's one of the bigger proponents that we look at and review for. But yeah, please reach out to your energy advisor that you typically work with if there is one. Otherwise, you'll the list will be on here, and we'll send out this presentation slide deck so you have that contact information.
Great. Thank you, Jesse. Next question is kind of more of a general question. Do public K through 12 school districts qualify for these incentives, these rebates?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yes, you know, schools are really pretty significant kind of contributors for energy savings for SEMCO. A lot of projects come from individual schools, school districts, universities, and you know, our energy advisors are working with school districts all the time. So that's an unequivocal yes.
Great, thank you. We have one more question from Ron Lawhead. Are there any incentives / bonuses for infrared radiant tube heater replacements or new project application?
Yeah, I can take that one, Fred. Again, this would be on a case-by-case basis, as Jesse had described. We would really need to see those project documents in order to make sure that the project met all the criteria to qualify for that measure. But just please reach out to myself or one of the energy advisors listed at the end, and we'd be happy to review those documents and that specific project for you.
Great.
And yes, there is a good chance that a lot of them do qualify too for incentives.
Great, thank you both. All right, so if there's no other Sorry, I think I was on mute. What I want to say is thank you everyone for coming. We want to leave you with a few next steps. So the first is to visit the SEMCOEWR.com C&I page. There you'll find the full C&I measure catalog as well as the application rebate tool that Avery touched on at the beginning, where you can apply online for rebates. And then finally, contact your energy advisor for more information about the qualifications and information about these bonuses. If you don't have an energy advisor that you're in contact with, be sure to take down one of these phone numbers or emails and just shoot them a message. We'll also be sharing this presentation at the end, so you'll have that contact information. But I think the overarching theme of this whole presentation is that we're here to help you. We really want to help in any way that we can get project activity for contractors and really help our customers get those energy savings through this program. So with that, I think we'll wrap up, and thank you everyone for coming. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. We're happy to do this. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.